So, ladies, today is a very depressing day because it's in Germany there's no sun. But I like it that way, and you like it too because I'm less annoying when I'm tired and depressed. So it's good for you. But I'm actually not depressed. I'm just exhausted a little bit in a good way. Let me fix that here a little bit. I want to show you the update of my website. Technically, the website is already running, and what you see right now, this is the local version. I'm not finished yet. This is still in development. I want to still adjust some things, but before I announce the website is online, for real, I want to make it a little bit more pretty and organize it better. I learned a lot. I want to just briefly talk about how I did that in the first place, and just very podcast-like. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I may answer, but I also explain what I did. So what you see, this website is not built I'm very happy about that. Also, the website is online, and it cost me with 10 gigabyte. For 1 month. It could be even cheaper. I spent 11 euros, and it could have been 10 euro. I spent 11 euros because first I decided to rent a domain. That was 99 cent. And then I decided, let's give it a try. Let's just buy it for 10 gigabyte. It was the cheapest package for 1 month. So basically, I created the website, and they are HTML files, and what I can tell you. So I only had HTML, script, and style. I was creating that together with local AI, not Claude based. So I didn't spend any money on AI. Everything I use is completely for free, and I'm also not a programmer, but I get better at this. I understand it a little bit. I wouldn't say for the programmers, no, I'm not, absolutely no way that I could write it myself, no. But it makes me more curious, and since I struggle with reading and writing, this always helped me also back to get into programming. But I'm getting more and more interested. Anyway, so all I had, I started with creating an index that you need. This is the index HTML, and then a script, JavaScript, and then a style. And you maybe see also that they have some numbers here. There's a reason for that. It's very weird. So I need to put those files after creating the website. So this is basically, the style is basically how it looks, the graphic of the site. That's how I understand. Feel free to correct me. It's the internet. Everybody wants to correct people, I guess. I mean, no one corrects me because no one watches my videos, but if they would, I'm sure. I'm so sure. Anyway, feel free, to do whatever you want to do. Anyway, so I have to put those files onto the host. So basically, in order to make the website run, not just locally, but in the internet, you need a server, somebody who provides that website for you. Ideally, also the domain. Domain is not expensive. Like domain cost me the first year like 99 cents. That was incredible. So I have chosen the Hostinger. I think this is a German company. I'm not so sure, but sounds very German. I don't know why. I never checked. But anyway, maybe because I was watching a German video on what providers are available, and the video was in the German language. Maybe that's the reason why I think that's a German company. Anyway, Hostinger, I've chosen. This is the website provider if you want. And you need to upload style as the graphical website part, the script, how the website behaves, and the index, the information, what is on the website, I think. And when you do that, I figure out one thing. Whenever I make a slight change in the style of it, not in the HTML, it's a weird thing, but it's something I've learned. That was super frustrating, by the way. So whenever I changed, not the HTML, on the website itself, not local, it didn't update when I checked the website from my phone, from my tablet, from my computer. Sometimes it didn't even update despite the fact that I completely cleared the cache on the provider server and on my devices. Just didn't work out. It just didn't work. And so the solution, which is not a real solution, because the more sites you create, you can see here Datenschutz, this is a German thing you have to have and stuff like this. But the solution is that after changing anything on the website, not locally it always shows. After changing, the appearance and the style, I have to basically go to the provider and rename the style, CSS, the script, CSS, and then I have to go into the index. And I have to also change, where is it? Oh, come on, Lucas, you can do it here. I have to update the number. So what I do is basically I go up with the numbers. Every time I change something on the website as a provider, I rename those script and style, and then I adjust that in here. And on the bottom as well, you have to do that here as well. And you have to do this for all the HTML. I do not know why that is, what the reason is for that, but there's nothing I can do. I tried everything I can do I'm new to that. I've never coded a website from scratch, and I still technically didn't. I say that kind of like a joke, but it's also true. Again, I'm not a programmer. I've never created an HTML before, and with local AI, it's awesome. LM Studio I use, just in case you wonder. LM Studio is for free. With LM Studio, it looks like ChatGPT. It's an app, a standalone app, and you can download with LM Studio your different AI models in the German KI models or large language models whatsoever. And then you can, code or have a conversation or whatever you want to do with AI. And locally, and it runs basically most of the time in my GPU. So if you have a strong gamer GPU with a lot of VRAM, I have 16 gigabyte of VRAM, then you have a good system to actually do some programming, do some stuff with that. So luckily, I bought a RTX 5070 Ti a half year when the prices were better ago, over a half year meanwhile, I think, and for Blender. And this worked out well for me. So here's the Blender stuff. So I use that. Visual Studio. And that's about it. What you see right now, this is running locally. So in Visual Studio, when you set it up, you can somewhere go over here, extensions, and this is the real-time server. That means this is an extension for this Visual Studio coding. If I go back to my file, I have to click on index.html, right click and say open a live server. After the extension is installed, you can actually check out your own website in your own browser, which is awesome because when you make a change, you'll see the change happening in real time. Very, very cool. For me, I really need a visual feedback. The way I learn is by seeing a change, or in some way I do something and a reaction is happening. I'm not a theoretical learner. Boy, I should have said that from the beginning. That's what it is. That's how I express myself. I'm not a theoretical learner. I usually say I'm not, anyway, that's, yeah. But so I'm a visual learner, and that's good for me. Let me show you what I mean. So I go to the style, and what can we change? Let's change the color just for fun. This is the fun, the best thing. One of the first things I did anyway. So Primaire color. This is for everything what is red, I think. But we're gonna go with that one. This is right now dark. I'm not sure. No, this might not be the right thing. We'll see what it changes. No, it is the right thing. And now it looks like, no, it doesn't look good at all. So I'm gonna undo that and save it again because I'm happy with the color. So, but this is, you can see in real time. And in here, when I change it in local, on the local server, it actually is updating immediately. But again, if I put those files on the server, it doesn't update, so I have to do this weird workaround of renaming .css and .js JavaScript, and what CSS stands for, I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. No. Anyway, so the website is here, and I also have now a mobile website. I have this edit. Now, the first challenge was really, I was thinking, oh man, this is going to be so complicated and overwhelming, and it is, that I thought I would probably not going to do a second page. But I have had to create this one here, which is extremely annoying. And then I figured out, hey, creating a second page, not too hard. So I have now another page. When I go to that, then you can go down. Now you know what, I need a sip of water. I had some coffee. So where was I? I forget. Anyway, but I have a second page, something about that, I think. Yeah. And the fun thing is, for almost everything, I asked AI to write it for me. But at some point, I got a little bit more familiar, and I could honestly not fix things. But sometimes when I prompted something to AI, for example, I'm gonna open it up quickly just for you to see. So, this is a Pop OS. In Pop OS, every time I open Firefox, I confused myself. This wasn't a problem. This was a feature. It's actually pretty cool. I like it now. Anyway, so basically, this is the guy I usually choose. There are better models fit for programming, but I used Gemini because the response time is high, and I like that. And sometimes then I switched to ChatGPT. He was already set up as well. The reasons because I'm lazy. So it worked for me, but there should be better models out there for programming. But again, the response time to me matters. If it's fast, it feels natural. This is kind of good for me. And so I would say, hey, write me an HTML code for a gamer website, something like that. And he would then think about that and start writing the code down. And that's what I did back and forth. But in the last part, so when here's the code being generated, in the last part, this one here, I was actually preparing the prompt already to AI, but then I figured out what part of the code I need from the first page to put that onto the mobile page. It says mobile page because of the phone format. I'm gonna change that also in the future. So I was able, basically, this was the upper part to create this ability that I have here, a little button, and I can just go back. See, you can go to the gallery and you can go to the new thing here, go back. Yeah, I also thought it's funny because it says here, check it out, go back. It doesn't make any sense. It's funny though. Those are GIF animations, and Robert Walter here in Pretty and getting older as well. And a fun thing here, this one has a background. This one actually doesn't have a background. So when we click on the GIF, you can see here, this guy is Black Raven. And it's basically a sticker, and also for you to download. It's everything when it is for downloading for free right now. I don't think I'm gonna change that, because I tell you why, it would be too hard anyways, and that wouldn't make sense, because if someone wants to grab it anyways, they're gonna do it. And in this case, there's also Project Lara still on, so it would be just be advertisement anyways, And I don't want to bother with protection about some videos. I'm happy if you watch at least, this one also, you can use that for It says video. I have to still adjust that one. Those are just placeholder thumbnails. They don't work right now. I go to the video and you can just grab that. That's really just the form. It looks like a stretched format, but it's I redid this in Krita also. So I have sometimes for OBS a special format for videos for this one here, right? This is a video. I wouldn't use a GIF animation for that because of the compression, I think. But the controller was also like a video like this. They are quite heavy, quite large, those videos. But the controller doesn't have to have this. It doesn't have to use a format like that. It can be just a GIF animation. And I realized I can do that. I can convert those videos in Krita. Krita I use to create GIFs, but I didn't think that this would be possible, that I could do that in Krita so easily. So I can just, all the things which are right now not the GIF format, which are kind of like little overlays in the corner somewhere, I can just simply transform to GIF animations. Yeah, so there are more work coming to the website. When we go back, you can see here. This was horrible. I struggled so much with this one here. I looped, and here is the thing where I don't understand code, but it's a plus. If you understand code, it's definitely a plus. You can fix. I mean, I'm not a coder, and it might be, I don't want to go into that because I'm going to ramble about this. But if you're a coder, there's such a huge advantage to be able, you can basically use AI, if you like it or not, but you can use AI, and if there's a problem, you know what the problem is by looking at the code relatively fast. That is such a huge advantage I wish I would have. So because it will save you a lot of time. I had to really go back and forth with AI, and I tried to prompt this, prompt that, and edit. I always got the same result. The problem was that in full screen, I didn't have those buttons, and sometimes I got them, but then the swiping wasn't working, or sometimes something weird happened, or then suddenly this was not in the center anymore, and so it was weird. And then this one worked, but then this one not anymore. By the way, those are new wallpapers. I got a new screen, which I use right now. This is a white screen. You only see parts of my screen. So I started to create some white screen backgrounds for you to have if you want, so there are more coming, and those you can see basically it was just starting, just playing around with kind of lazy work a little bit. This one I have to fix. This is actually here over clipping here. If you like it, good. If not, then you don't have to use it. I mean, I'm not forcing anybody. Those are HD videos. But anyway, so this is wallpaper for normal screens, right? The regular HD screens, 1080p. This is widescreen, the screen I have right now. Here's another shotgun overlay for Doom games. You can just drag and drop that guy into OBS and it would work. Here's a test video. This was at the beginning. Anyway, so I was basically going back and forth, looping with AI, and what helped me was understanding the code well enough that I could tweak something. And I first thought I fixed that problem, but what I actually did is, so what wasn't working was I couldn't do the full screen view with the, cycling through those pictures. And so I kind of tried to figure out where is the code for that. And then I just copied a code existing from this to that, and then it worked. The problem was only then in full screen, it showed the gallery of this guy. I didn't notice that at first, because it just worked. I clicked on it and it just opened. I was thinking, I fixed it. But no, I just, confused. But this tinkering around was actually helping me to stop, to break the looping of AI. So AI was suddenly seeing in the code that I changed something and was better understanding. Maybe I'm not good at prompting that the better the prompts are, the more accurate results you're getting. But anyway, so I broke the loop, and it was able to fix that, and then it was working. And so I was getting more familiar. The strongest thing, the best rewarding thing was really when I was already preparing the prompt of. I had this page here, the mobile page, but there was no going back button. So there was only this here home button, and I wanted to have a more clear way to go back again. So I was then basically just figuring out on this same code is on the index somewhere here, I think, hero section. Somewhere there, sometimes in the video, when I feel pressured, I don't see it so well. But there's something about a section. Let's go here. There's less code, I think. It's a little bit more clear. Here we have the links. You can see those are the links responsible for, here's the going back thing. So if I change that, right, go back, or just back, right, and I update that, now it says back. So, and basically that I figured out, and so I copied that part first, adjusted everything, and it wasn't working. I was thinking, why doesn't it work? Basically I had to also copy that, some of those things, those links here. It's not real programming, but at least it's for a guy like me, that's not too bad. And it actually encourages me to maybe check out real programming. So I have saved some watch later Pygame tutorials. I found someone who is not annoying. That's important. You know how it is. If my voice annoys you, there's no way you're gonna stick with me through a 20-hour tutorial, right? Except if there's nothing else available. But that's how it works. And not annoying in terms of just basically showing the code easy enough and very clear, and there is no cute music running in the background. That's great. I don't like tutorials with cute music because it gives the impression that coding is easy, and you try to learn, and the cute music is la 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 la. It's so easy. And it annoys me. It works for some people. It's good. It's also, if you make tutorials, make it the way you want. Don't give a fuck about people. They should be happy that you do something. That's how I see it, because I also once in a while do something good, once in a while for you. Anyway, most of the time I just babble about myself because no one wants to listen. That's also okay. Anyway, so I found basically what I'm saying. I get interested in maybe trying to write code from scratch just to see if I can maybe get into that. Maybe during a time when I don't have access to my stronger GPU, because right now I'm way too distracted and I'm interested, but there's so many options that I'm too lazy to do that. But if I go maybe to my hometown and with my laptop, then I have only 8 gigabyte of VRAM, which is still a lot, I know, but it's not the same. I'm already used to this. I got already used to that. Yesterday I was watching a video about a guy that was also weird, 32 gigabyte VRAM GPU to run a certain local AI on his machine, which is fun because I think nothing wrong with it. I just thought he had a little tiny, like the Cube computer or something, or laptop, I don't remember. I think it was a Cube computer, those little tiny computers right for a desk, to save maybe, to make it visually better. But then next to that, he had this Aperture, this device to plug in this large GPU. If you have a laptop, there's a way to actually with another device to use a real graphics card and connect it to your laptop also, which is a little bit stupid because then you still have your desk is full again. Then get just a normal tower PC. It doesn't make sense. There's no reason other than it doesn't make sense. Those devices are also very expensive. But anyway, yeah, so this is the website as of now. I'm gonna add more and make some changes. Right now the phone format is basically, I want the phone format to be maybe just, I don't know what I try to say, but and let me show you that. So this guy, you can see he's not really fitting very well into this format. So I want to create different sites for GIF animations. This would be just actually a square, so you get the idea, right? Would also be kind of a square guy, and this guy is a phone format for sure. No, it's also more like a square guy. This one too, right? So they don't really fit well into this format here, so I want to adjust that. But I'm gonna take it easy now. This was a very interesting experience, but what I can tell, while this is a lot of fun, and I'm not trying to make here to sell it to you or to win over the programmer people. This is not my intention. I don't want to kiss anybody's asses here. But it is also true that the most rewarding feeling when I use local AI is when I learned something with the code. When I was able to fix a problem, that was already rewarding. Or when I was able to actually put this little button, where it belongs. And actually, this is not quite true because I cannot move this button. I would not know how to do that. But I was able to implement this button here, by copying parts of chunks of codes over. But still, my thinking was, I was thinking up the solution. I was fixing it, and I was able to achieve what I wanted. And this was extremely rewarding, which tells me that AI is not rewarding at all. It is fast. It is like watching one of those TikTok videos, which I don't do. I tried TikToks, I think 5 years, and it's not for me. If you are above 30, you should not do that. You don't belong here. Anyway, but this was extremely, TikTok is very fast. That's what I mean. And that's the feeling you get when you do something with local AI. It's fast. And first you're like, oh, cool. And then you think, I can do that and that, and you start doing this, and then you realize, oh, wait, this is not what I wanted, So consistency is a little bit a problem, and the rewarding is not the same. It's because the problem here is, I think, I just fear, I maybe changed my mind on that. I'm just at the beginning also, So what I say I may change that in the future, because when I learn something, I'm still going on here. But what I think maybe is going on when you write your codes yourself and you face a problem and you solve it, you learn something, and you're getting happy because you actually learned something. This is how the rewarding system feels. When you and here's the difference: when you encounter a problem with AI, then you write to AI, "Hey, fix that," or fix it in a different way. You write different kind of prompts, and eventually AI fixes the problem. But you're not getting the rewarding feeling no matter what, because it's still not your code. And you didn't create that. And I think that's why there is, not just is it not rewarding, but it's not rewarding in the long run. I think that's maybe why people are getting depressed using that. I've heard about this. I don't know. I'm not depressed at all. I'm exhausted in a good way. Ausgelaugt, we say in the German, because I just didn't do anything but this one here. But I could imagine that this is the reason for it. You fixing problems, but you don't did it. So if you don't do it, how can you feel rewarding? You wrote a good prompt. Well, I guess this is the same thing what manager do, right? Manager usually don't know what they are doing. They tell other people what they should do. And if they don't do it well, they say do it again. And I think then they become arrogant after a while, because telling people what to do, you at some point you gotta go into a manager complex or something, and then you get sad because you don't really do well. That you don't do the work deep down, that. And so what do you do in the 80s? You went to cocaine. This is my theory. If this is true or not, whatever. A good manager should be able to understand all the different worlds well enough to establish a great communication between the workers, right? So if there's a programmer and there is an artist, communicating between those both guys would be your job as a manager. And if you do that well, you make sure they find common ground. That's the job of a manager, I would say. Or maybe I'm wrong, what do I know? Anyway, so as you can see, I'm excited, and now that Germany is coming. And makes me happy that I was able to create this website here. Everything visual. No, that's not true actually, because there's a lot of visual here. But everything 3D art style, everything which looks like a render video is my creation, obviously. And there are more coming. If you want, you should check out Black Raven. You can check it also out on Project Lara. Right now, I'm not going to give you the name of the website, but if you could figure this out. But I will. The reason is I want to wait before I announce that it's finished. When it's done, I announce it. But right now, I still add something, changes once in a while. The website goes down because I change the style. I have to remove those files or temporarily rename them, and then it's not working. So check this one out on Project Lara if you want. You can see this guy. Check this out, or check this out. This is nothing special. And this is a placeholder text, this one. And it's funny. It's really funny. My first website, which I didn't create. What a world. Anyway, AI is AI. It's a new technology, and about technology, people always say, this never has changed. People say that this time is different. Whenever there was an invention, something new which replaced jobs and was threatening to people because they got scared for the right reasons. I'm not saying this is easy. People always said, this is gonna change everything. This is gonna be, we are fucked. No, I don't think so. I think the younger generation always figures out how to adapt naturally. This always has been the same case. Humans are always saying the same thing. This time is different. No, last time, because they said this about the books too. When books were invented, people were like, people just reading or something. Then there were television, then the internet. Yeah, maybe they're right. I don't think so. No, it's just sure. It's the older you are, the harder you being hit by that. Because you try to make sense of this world, and when you finally understand what's going on, then the world changes drastically, and that's the older you are, the harder this is. But that's just babbling. The whole thing was babbling. I'm happy and sad, and I'm going now. So bye bye.